Ba ba ba. Da 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 da. Da da da. Ray Ray, I'm looking at you. My kid learning how to wink is like, as you may or may not know, having children. Let's see. I'm going to share this link with some people, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. Let's see. How do we do this? Because I'm doing it from my desktop. All right. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go boom, 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 boom. We're inviting Deck. We're going to invite Brian. If I can get into Instagram here. Because, like, Instagram from the desktop just kind of sucks. If you know what I mean. Oh, there's Bray Renee Diem. But Bree probably isn't going to show up. I don't know. I do not want to turn that on. Although, I should really, I don't know, I should kind of invite Bree so I can be like, hey, you stupid fuck. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. We're not swearing on the show today. We are. We're going to be doing lots of swearing. Put your panties on or take them off because we're going to be swearing. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I'm going to go ahead and invite Amy. Amy Pellegrini. What's up, doing a show? Thought I would invite you. Boom, 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 boom. Autocorrect with my thingy. My thingy. I slang my thingy. There, boom. We're going to go ahead and hit that Ray with an invite. I think we're good. I think it's it. I think it's everybody. I don't know. I can invite Auntie Lindy. I'm not gonna. Hey, Linda. You should watch this. I love you. So we've been away for a while. And nobody's here yet. So I'm actually going to work on stuff until people pop in. And then that's when I'm going to start my show. As opposed to just sitting here talking into the void. Because it's not so much that, like, there is information that I want to share. However, I'm going to check my eyebrows. Information I want to share, but there's something else that's there. Long story short, I had a choice on what I was going to work today. The thing I was been working on for months. At least a month. Possibly 2 months. Not 3 months. Or doing a show. And I figured I would go ahead and do a show. Ray Ray's in the house. Ray Ray's in the house. Ray Ray's in the house. How's that mic? What up? Well, it looks like my show is starting early. I was going to go ahead and work on some work, but now that you're here, we're not going to. How are you? How you been? What you been up to? Sup, Ray Ray? What the fuck's going on? You're a real ass bitch. You know that? It's true. It's true. I was actually thinking about this. Oh my god, Dan Lamborghini's here. Fucking Gorilla Dan is in the house. What up? Gorilla Dan. We got like half of everybody here. Minus Bree, who is not invited to the show, even though she should be like center stage of the show. I don't know how good my notes are, because actually my notes really aren't that good, but it's pretty interesting stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and like bumble my way through this, as we normally do. I got some coffee for you. Kaboom. Cheers. I don't have a ton, though. I'm not going to get all jacked. I don't like getting all jacked. I should talk habits. Let's talk habits. Let's talk habits. You, me, Dupree, all three of us are going to go ahead and talk about what I've discovered for weight loss. So I have been listening to a podcast, which is boop, 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 boop over here. We're going to, you don't need to see all my sexy chats. Chris Terrell, Thin Podcast. Oh, all right, here we go. The Chris Terrell Podcast, which is now like the Becoming Thin podcast, which people are like, oh my god, how could you possibly change your name to a different name? And I'm going to read your thing in just a second. But it's like, what are the goals? To become thin, healthy, happy, and in shape. So it's pretty interesting stuff. I described to my wife You just do this to people sometime. I want to be thin. Look at the fucking daggers come out. Like, you're just like, I want to be thin, and they're like, okay, whoa, fascist, let's slow down there a little bit. Like, how about healthy? How about fit? Like, we've been so brainwashed, we can't even hear the word thin without getting triggered. They're like, you said thin. I'm like, yeah, I want to be thin, motherfuckers, okay? Like, I want to have, like, a low resting heart rate and be able to, run a 10K and not have 60 extra pounds of shit. Now it's 50. I've actually lost 10 pounds, so good for Jacob. I'm going to read Ray Ray's comment and get back to it. Things are great, my dude. Joined a dance class. Started playing tennis. Kids on vacation with my mom. Life is on the up. That's sick. That's awesome. What kind of dance? And you started playing tennis. That's so awesome. Good for you. I've been doing jiu-jitsu. We'll get back to it. Gorilla Dan, how you be? Throw it up in the chat. By the way, this is public because I want to test a theory today to see if, like, my little Ukrainian spammer, like, people are going to show up. Anyways, back to Chris Terrell. So, been listening to this, and yeah, I'll go back to my face. So, much like me, you guys have done various weight loss strategies. Trying to get in shape. I'm going to go ahead and work on this and blah, 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 blah. Ray Ray's had quite a bit of success. Well, what I discovered is a number of things. One, if I knew how to be thin, I'd be thin. So apparently I don't know everything. Shocking to all of us. Two is, I've been trying to do it into too short of a term. So when I first lost a bunch of weight, I did the Body for Life program. I lost something like 25 pounds of fat and put on maybe 10 pounds of muscle, which is significant. I mean, you buy a chuck roast, look at how fat that thing is. Anyways, so I got I got in good shape. And I did it in about 3 months plus. And I was also 19. I was 19 or 20, so my body was just like revved and primed. And it worked pretty well. And so I tried doing that stuff again with, not the same results. And I also capitulate way sooner. So what happens is I start a program, I'm good for like 3 days, and then something happens, like the kid's annoying, and then I'm like, and I eat everything, and I'm like, oh, this fucking sucks. Well, so what I'm doing is I'm dragging out my weight loss into a year. So I'm giving myself a year to lose 50 pounds of fat. And so far, we're pretty much on track. But what I discovered is, there's so many triggers out there in the world, and I hate using the word trigger, but the libs got us on this one, so we're triggered now. Kid triggers me. Work will trigger me. Really, it's the kids that trigger me. The kids trigger me when I'm like cooking, and they're screaming, and start crying, and they're asking for stuff, and I'm freaking 2 seconds away from plating everything, but their meltdown makes it take 20 minutes. Ray knows what I'm talking about. And so what I would do is get stressed and eat, boom, 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 boom. So what I found is, I have a trigger. It's called, my fucking kids are making me mad. Shit. So what can I do now? I can slam a bunch of fiber, or I can eat an apple. So now that's a new habit. Fiber, apple. Okay, cool. Well, what else did I notice? I crave sugar if I've eaten sugar in the last 3 days. If I haven't had it in the last 3 days, cool, don't care. It's the same thing with the devil's lettuce. It's the same thing with cigarettes. Like, I could leave it and forget it after a week. I don't care. But those first 3 days are just a nightmare. And so, okay, cool. That's how quickly I can, like, change things as long as I flip the script. Whatever. And then I discovered with weight loss, like, we all focus on weight loss. Like, weight loss is the biggest, thing in the world, like weight loss. And let's just stop gaining weight. How about we figure that out? So what I did is I figured out my baseline in the past couple months of doing this, which is I can figure out, how much cheese and how much freaking ice cream. I like dairy and meat. I like my dairy with my meat. High five. So, that makes me fat. But what I discovered is if I just don't go crazy, it's okay. So, figuring out where that baseline is to where I can still eat pizza, ice cream, and shit and not gain any weight. Cool. That's another big find. And so it's like what I'm doing by taking like something that I normally try to do in this amount of time and bring it out in this amount of time is I'm accomplishing way more. Because what this does is this allows for breakdowns in the plan. With this plan, 75 hard, no room for breakdowns, okay? This, all the room in the world for breakdowns, because what I'm doing is actually changing my identity. I'm reprogramming my brain to be a thin person. And there's other shit that sucks, like fucking for the rest of my life, guy that's the same height as me, if he's always been skinny, he can eat 300 calories a day more than I will be able to and maintain his baseline. If I eat those extra 3 calories, so we're on the same page, I will get fat as fuck. Oh well, you know, we showed up with the boat that we're in, huh, Dan S? So, Dan Lamborghini, Gorilla Dan. Man, you've been checking out them drones lately, you're going to be busy. So anyways, that's one of the things I wanted to share, which is actually, I guess I'll just roll into it, is I've been brainwashing myself. Like, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to the media. I'm going to skip a grip because, you know, it's my show and it's kind of what I do. I'm going to go over here real quickly, and I'm just going to go to generic YouTube, okay? This generic YouTube for account I barely use. Okay, here's 5-minute debate with Jordan Peterson, Warren Smith. This is the algorithm's new who's that boring guy? Lex Friedman. This is the new Lex Friedman. Oh, there's the new Lex Friedman again. Oh my god. Oh, and there's more. Is that Jordan Peterson again? It looks Jordan Peterson-ish. But here's my point. The whole top of this shit is right-wing Zionism. Okay? What's the next one? Oh, we got a commercial for Lowe's. This is a guy that I follow locally, so he's an investor guy. That makes kind of sense. That actually does make sense. And then here is some Star Trek stuff. So what I've been doing as far as my entertainment when I'm doing the dishes late at night is I'm listening to nerds break down Star Trek battles, because that's what I like to do. Okay, there's here's more right-wing shit. It's like, okay, here's right-wing guy who writes right-wing books. Here's this guy who is secret ops guy. Here's this chick who works for Tim Pool. Hannah Claire. That's not Hannah Claire. They fired her. There's Anton Sterner, developer, V for Vendetta. Here's more like anarchist right-wing shit. Okay, so let's go back down. Here's Sargon of Akkad. And then Stop Doing This, the Diary of a CEO. That also makes kind of sense. But anyways, here's the thing. It's more like Star Trek, right-wing bubble. Star Trek, right-wing bubble. Right-wing bubble. Trump, Elon, right-wing bubble. You're going to just see right-wing bubble, right-wing bubble, right-wing bubble, right-wing bubble, right-wing bubble. AI has gone rogue, refuses to be shut down. This is like a bullshit story because they were just stress testing it. Okay, here's more Sargon of Akkad. Here's Scott Adams, who has cancer. I bless you, sir. I hope you make it through. But basically, this is more like right-wing YouTube chud content, which I doubt that Ray gets fed this stuff. Here's a new, like, I don't know, right-wing guy in the UK. Here's Thomas Sowell. Oh, he's the black guy we like because he talks about economics. And here's this fucker. I discovered, oh yeah, I got to say something real quickly. Like, Alex Hormozy is a big dog in the, like, entrepreneurial space, and people seem to love him. I have discovered something, people. I ain't one of them Yale, Pepperdine fucking graduates go to prep school motherfuckers. I don't want to hear from those people. If you went to Vanderbilt for fucking prep school, I don't care what you have to say ever, even if you're right. Fuck off, rich kid. And that's nothing, and I gotta be honest, that's really nothing against, that says more about me than Alex Hormozy, but I really don't want to fucking, I do not want to hear success tips from a kid who comes from like multi-millionaire family and goes to private schools all the time and, oh, I figured out the fucking secret of success. No, you're just stuck in fucking thoroughbred school your whole life. Of course you're going to run the program you were indoctrinated with. This show's for scrappy bitches who have independent thought, who want to be their definition of successful. And actually I talked to Amy Pellegrini. We're going to do a podcast. So I guess that's the fucking announcement, which I wasn't planning on doing an announcement. I'm going to start doing a show, which is I basically interview people who have come from the hard knocks of life and have become successful, and just going over common threads of that. Yeah, podcast. I'll do a podcast. And I don't know, we'll just see how it goes. But basically, I know a ton of successful people who bootstrapped it. And so just finding, what are the commonalities or what works for them and see what clicks with people and just go from there. Maybe I should check my notes, though. Where am I? Oh, the right-wing fucking algorithm. So here's the thing. It's like, oh, here's more Tim Pool, which, I gotta be honest, Tim Pool's pretty good. Oh, male loneliness. I need to fucking write that note down. I don't remember why, but I'll come back to it. Oh, I remember why. Even though you can see my notes. And my spelling errors. But that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's gone now, suckers. Anyways, but so I'm brainwashing myself with the Chris Terrell podcast. So every day I listen to something about weight loss. The guy lost 100 pounds. Actually, I would think it was like 130 pounds. And so listening to his is like just weight loss stuff every single day. So I listened to a little bit of it, and then it's like, okay. And then I went on vacation, and during my vacation, you know, I did awesome. I didn't gain it. I lost weight. It was probably muscle that I lost. I still worked out a little bit. I brought these bands with me. Gorilla bands. That's what we're going to call you when you get all swole, Dan Hess. Anyways, I got some of these to work on my delts. And really what I've been doing is, I'm going to get all gay for a second here. Let me put this down. You just see me in my shorts. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu. Look at my guts. Anyways. And there's a lot of like hip flexibility stuff. And so what I've been doing is using the bands to get the mobility in my hip back. Before I started doing the bands, you can't even see my foot. So in approximately 2 months, I've increased the pendulum of my foot by probably 2 feet. Where was I going with that? So that's what I'm choosing to indoctrinate myself with, because this is what the machine's trying to do. It's just generic right-wing shit. So, of course, here's Reason Television, Reason TV, these fucking people I don't like. Then gunfighting for dummies. Okay, cool. And then these deleted scenes make Palpatine evil. I'm a Star Trek nerd, not Star Wars. What the fuck are you doing over here? And then they always try to shove this guy down like entrepreneurs' throats. Simon Sinek, who's a fucking douchebag. And there's Colonel Douglas McGregor, who we might talk about that network. Here's what I've got, and I want to come back to Jesus, and then it's like, oh look, here's a Civil War .2, here's Civil War 2.0, and here's a fucking rifle, here's a colonel, and here's a fucking firefight. Hey, right-wingers, go out and buy guns. Go out and buy guns. Get ready for Civil War 2, right-wingers. Do you see what I mean with the fucking brainwashing of the algorithm? Let's see if, gosh, that's douchebag, I don't know. Fucking whatever. I'm going to go over to DNS's comment. I was hitting it hard with my workouts and had to dial it back because of knees. Now it's hot and I don't want to do anything. Yeah, dude, wake up early and go for that jog. And the knees are a bitch, I got to be honest. Oh, wait, we forgot our mic. Forgot our mic, people, we forgot our mic. My knees are getting better with this and jogging. Like, as long as I do a little something every day, they're not as bad. Mixing it up with shoes, walking barefoot. But long story short, I'm working on longevity. Because we're 44, going to turn 45. I'll actually tell you exactly what my goal is, Dan, is. Sort of. I'm going to do kettlebells. I'm going to do my heavy-ass club and jiu-jitsu. Until I get sick of it or lose most of my weight. And then I'm going to build the... not the trunk. What's that freaking called? The yoke. I'm going to get all yoked in my yoke. And then just walk around like a beast. Because, I mean, we have another viewer. Hey, viewer. If it's somebody we know. If it's one of our friends, please let us know. We'd be so happy. But, yeah, actually, I'm going to go ahead and move on from the workout stuff because you guys are here. Brian Clark is in the house and carries a big stick. High five. We're talking habits. We're talking brainwashing. Now we're talking about Brian Clark, who's back in the house. Please tell us how you're doing, Doug. What up? As Brian Clark's getting settled in, I'll let you guys know how I'm doing. I'm married. I have a kid. I sold a house recently. Went on vacation. I went to Arkansas and Oklahoma for 2 weeks with the kiddos. Anarchos had a baby. Congratulations to Anarchos. Send him your love. Cute kid. Grandma Peggy had a goat, a sheep, a baby sheep. And it was an interesting trip. It was a very interesting trip. I discovered a number of things. One, we're all getting older. Like, we're getting older and we're getting older fast. So better take care of stuff now. The number one lesson, if I were to get struck down by a lightning bolt today, the number one thing that you should do for your life is to discover how to get healthy sources of dopamine. Healthy doses of dopamine. Find a healthy source of dopamine. Mine is playing Magna-Tiles with my kid, working in the yard, doing a workout, being productive. Facebook is not it. So for those of you who know me on Facebook, I'm way less active because I went ahead and deleted the app. By deleting the app, this is something Scott Adams talks about, and also the Atomic Habits guy, which is, there's these cornerstone habits. Some people would call them triggers. Which if you change this one thing, it's going to change a ton of things. So by not having Facebook on my phone, well, I don't check Instagram, I don't check Twitter, I don't check Telegram as much. I still check Telegram, but I check these way less because I just don't give a crap. Like, Facebook is my gateway, and once I get bored with Facebook and it stops giving me dopamine, that's when I'll hit up Instagram, and that's when I'll hit up Twitter, and that's when I'll hit up Telegram. And then what I do is I bounce between these apps all day long, just doom scrolling, looking for the next hit. Whereas, like, if I don't do it, I'm like, oh, well, this sucks. I might as well just, and I'll even show you what I do as my next bullshit thing. I played Polytopia. Me and Elon, friends, Polytopia. This game's a shit. It's free up to a point. Which is, you get, like, the 4 basic armies are free, and then you can buy up to, like, 20 armies or something like that, $20 worth of armies, whatever. Which changes the game dynamics, whatever. It's fun. It's like chess, but more interesting. Arkansas areas are beautiful. Yeah, we were staying in Jasper, Arkansas, which is up in the Ozarks, High Peak in the Ozarks. We went to a Mennonite store. Checked out some waterfalls, went to a big water park. Didn't get the girl. I got a tick. None of the kids got ticks. Kids got to ride ATVs for the first time. Tractors. Did that redneck shit. My mother-in-law grows about a gallon of strawberries a day, so we go pick strawberries. We eat all the eggs, and then I milled flour. So I got into milling wheat berries in order to make my own bread. Should you want to get into making bread, let me know. I will get you a recipe that's pretty bomb for your basic bread. It makes 2 loaves. It's delicious. You need to use it up in a week, and it's gone, or it's like just screwed. If you go ahead and mill your flour, mill your own berries, the amount of nutrients in it versus what you buy in the store is fucking, like, it's astronaut. Like, it's shocking. It's like this much versus, that, okay? Except that's not to scale. It's crazy. It's like they lose 80% of their nutrients 2 days after being milled. Okay, let me see. Dan Lamborghini. It says, Facebook is an afterthought. Don't have the app and only check it once a day. Everything on there sucks. It pretty much does suck. Well, sort of. I gotta be honest. Like, Facebook's algorithm has got me fairly well pegged. Which is, I get to see a bunch of judo videos. Sometimes jiu-jitsu videos. Every once in a while, somebody getting got, and then titties. It mixes it up. So it's just like, violence. What I really like, titties. I do like titties, but I'm a married man, Facebook. And then more violence, and I'm like, oh, hey, cool, I fucking love this shit. Oh my god, did you see that Origoshi? And then I show this shit to my kids and my daughter, and she's like, I want to learn how to do that, ma! And just freaking tackles me. Which, man, Ray, we need to have a talk about child rearing. Fuck. Like, my kid's doing this whiny thing, and I don't know how to deal with it. It's like, hey, could you do something? Inconsolable crying, fucking. Like, hey, sweetie, could you fix your blanket over there that you're trying to, and just falls down fucking crying. And we're not sure if it's because she's a perfectionist or she's whining, trying to get us to do shit, but son of a bitch, it's really hard. Dan Lamborghini. One of the hiker channels I follow recently did the fastest known time on the Ozark Trail through that state. The ticks there look terrible. Yeah, they suck, dude. They really suck. I think what you're supposed to do is you wear, like, white shoes with white, well, I mean, you wear your boots, but you wear white socks and white pants. That way when they get on your pants, you can see them and pluck them off. But ticks suck, dude. And then don't forget what they did to the Lyme disease and the ticks and the secret government programs. The one area of Facebook that crawls on my feed often because of the groups I join and check daily. Snake identification. That might be really good. If you're in the Ozarks or Texas, you should know your snakes. Maybe Missouri too, but I don't know how many snakes you have over there, Ray Ray. There's a joke there, but I couldn't think of your guy's name fast enough. Shit. Getting slow in my old age. Okay, let's go to my notes, because there was actually like stuff I kind of wanted to talk about. Oh, Jake Tapper's a fucking whore. God, I'm so glad that happened. Okay, let's go over here. So, I don't know if you've been following the news recently. Jake Tapper came out with a book. I'm just going to search X, this damn hell site, which I largely don't use anymore. I'm largely not on X. Because it's just a freaking psyop. All of it's just a psyop. We live in Psyop City. I'm going to skip to the end of the show, okay, guys? Here, but I got to find my right button. Maybe I should put on my glasses when I'm looking at my computer. Oh, there's that son of a bitch, Jake Tapper. Fuck Brie. Anyways, I had snakes in the coop. Identifying is important. I get at least one tick every single day. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I bet the dogs get them too. Yeah, but do the roosters eat the snakes? I don't know. Rooster's fucking terrifying if you're something that rooster can eat. Skipping to the end. So, before I go into this segment, we've had a number of crises since this millennium started, and we'll start with 9/11. And so 9/11 happened. There was the response to 9/11, which was, Afghanistan and Iraq. $7 trillion later. If we had known then what we know now, became the narrative. Okay, cool. And then Barack Obama, became president and fucking destroyed healthcare in this country. It's 4 times more expensive than it used to be. And then it's like, oh, but if we knew now what we knew then. Here's one for it. Here's an Obama one to spit on you. Have you noticed how cars have gotten really big? Like, every fucking car on the road is gigantic. Like, they're all big now. All cars are big. And if you see a little car, it's an EV. There's a reason for that. During the Obama administration, and I think it was part of, it was around Cash for Clunkers, and when they did the restructuring of the auto manufacturers, he had put into legislation that economy cars need to be able to get 67 miles to the gallon this year, okay? Right now, economy cars need to be able to get to 67 miles a gallon. I imagine that Mr. Gorilla Dan understands exactly just how impossible that is or expensive that is. So much so that the auto manufacturers stopped making economy cars. They don't make little fucking cars with combustion engines anymore because they made them too expensive. So now, if you want to have an entry-level car, if you want to fucking get in there, you need to buy a $10,000 piece of shit EV that might explode. Okay, cool. And good luck fucking charging it. Okay, so it's them just forcing this shit on us. What was the unintended consequences? I think have you looked? Do you remember Honda Accords when we were kids, and now Honda Accords now? Since that legislation came out, I think Honda Accords are 3 feet longer. So going from a small size sedan or a mid-size sedan, they went to a larger size sedan, so they don't have to meet the the mileage requirements for that size of car. So instead of, the auto manufacturers making cars more efficient, what they did is they just made them bigger. So they're actually less efficient. We're using more fucking gas because somebody decided to make an impossible goal possible. We're going to go, okay, I'm a government bureaucrat. I know jack shit about the combustion engine. Get 67 miles to the gallon because I fucking said so, idiots. And so now we use more gas. We're putting more fucking pollution into the environment because of trying to save the goddamn environment, which is just so much fucking, just so much fuck. And it's actually really bad, guys. So the combustion engine built the world, okay? Our modern civilization was built on the combustion engine, okay? We get the oil, we process the oil, we turn it into gas. Oh, son of a bitch, now we're able to drive around and do shit. Oh, son of a bitch, we got big rigs. Let's go ahead and move all of our shit around. Oh, son of a bitch, we can get tractors and shit too? Fuck, let's just get agriculture big. Okay, civilization went. And it's just because of the combustion engine, okay? It is literally that one fucking thing. That one fucking thing changed all of human history, okay? Cool. Well, what do we do for that one thing? We built a whole fucking economy around it. We have the oil economy. We have the fucking auto manufacturers. You know what's larger than auto manufacturers? The fucking auto supply stores in the secondary market for cars. Okay, the people who, your mechanics that fix them, and Napa Auto Parts, and the people who drive Napa Auto Parts around and do blah 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 blah. I'm gonna read your comments in a second, Brian, but fucking ranting. All that was built around the combustion engine. Well, now we're bringing in EVs. Have you tried working on an EV yourself? Do you think you're going to be able to fix that car yourself? Fuck, do you think you can fix a modern Toyota Tacoma? Probably not. You're going to have to take it back to the manufacturer. So what the manufacturers are doing is basically forcing all of us to go back to the manufacturer to get everything fixed, and they're jacking up the price, and the secondary economy is going to get fucking hammered. Like, you can't buy a $600 piece of shit car that's going to die in 3 months anymore. They don't exist. And so it's screwing poor people. Like, not only are they destroying the economy, they're screwing poor people in the process. Now I'm going to go to your comments real quickly. They would if we were free range, not able because the dogs weren't trained by me. I would absolutely make sure to have chicken-friendly dogs when I have my place. Gotcha. Well, I keep my Honda Civic 4-door 2002. It has 78,000 miles on it. It gets 35 to 38 on the highway. Yeah, the thing's going to run forever. Take care of it, dude. Then Dan Lamborghini, I noticed the change in cars all the time. They're all gigantic plastic monstrosities now. They're fucking gross, dude. I'm going to put a lift on my van just so one of these plastic monstrosities don't fucking destroy me again. The crash safety ratings are actually really good, though, because the plastic crap actually does crumple really well. I looked into it once because I was like, well, don't all these steel frames and, like, wood do better? No, apparently crumpling. Who knew? Okay, maybe we'll get on with the show now. 22 minutes in. Oh yeah, podcast. You want to see a podcast, Ray? You want me to do a podcast? You guys want to hear a podcast on success and Jacob's just fucking success thing instead of me bitching about Jake fucking Tapper, this cocksucker right here. Now, actually, let me move this over here so I can see my notes. They're not the best notes, but it's something so I could somewhat keep on track since, Bree is not here right now. God bless Bree. Bree, I think, is still in California. Okay, okay. Jake Tapper. We're going to do Mark Davis Hansen. Hansen. We're going to do, I don't know if I spelled that right, so we're just going to do this. Let me see if there's a little shorter clip. Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Megyn Kelly wrote him the riot act. I'm gonna go. I'm not really sure how to do this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what I'm gonna try to articulate here. Okay, I'm gonna actually go to your comments real quickly and then get it. So. Ray, I thought you were going to say cars are getting bigger because we're all getting fatter. Dude, fucking fat's the cover. They're using our fat asses as a cover to fucking make more money. Don't believe the propaganda. Fight it. And seriously, dude, like, do I have a good book on, I've got so many books on propaganda, but is any of them good for you? No, just use Perplexity. Like, you don't want to go down these rabbit holes. Like, if you want to fucking turn your insides out, this book right here, every 3 pages, you're just going to go ahead and put it down. You're going to be like, this is fucking unsettling. Actually, all the propaganda books I find to be overwhelming to read. It's just too much. I can't believe this is the world we live in. Let me see. Dan Lamborghini. Fun fact, I'm trying to figure out how to get Tesla motor and battery pack for my old 240SX. Dude. God bless you, sir. Seriously, Gorilla Dan's, they're going to be all over the America 2. Coming to you. Doesn't matter if you have an EV or a combustion engine, Gorilla Dan's got you for a price. Let's just see what what I was going to talk about. So here's my premise. So Jake Tapper has a book. It's called Oops, I Was Wrong About Biden. And Here's the thing. Here's what kind of bugs me about it. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I bitch about CNN. I've been, the entire time we've doing this show, I've been bitching about CNN. I bitched about CNN. I bitched about Anderson Cooper. I bitched about Jake Tapper. Bree would come on and be like, oh my God, Anderson Cooper is so handsome and Jake Tapper is such a great guy. And I was like, wow, if these guys are so fucking smart, how come they don't realize that Biden has goddamn Alzheimer's? Huh? They're so fucking smart. He doesn't have that. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Everybody with eyeballs could look and say, hey, I don't think that guy's healthy. I don't know if I like this Trump guy, but son of a bitch, there is something wrong with that old grandpa, right? You know, Pawpaw clearly had something going on that was obvious in 2020, actually in 2019. But 2019, 2020 was really when you could just see him go down the fucking toilet. Okay? So I had to deal with all that. And then people blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm going to sidetrack to this and then go back to this because I'm going to talk about like a bunch of the freaking CIA and how they get in your mind and how they change things. But literally, I'm going to do that. But it's convoluted and it's like the Charlie meme. So, we're going to pause Jake Tapper for a second there. And there's going along with the crowd. So what's the study? We're going to go here, put on my glasses. Boop-de-boop. We're going to open this bish up. The line test where everyone gets it wrong. The Ash conformity experience. Thanks, AI overview. Oh, by the way, the side note, Google won the AI war. They already fucking won it, so just forget your ChatGPT and your everything else. Google won, unfortunately. That's just me from the future talking to you guys. So the panopticon of fucking retardedness is going to continue. The question... the line test where everyone gets it wrong most likely refers to the Ash conformity experience. You guys have probably heard about this, but if you haven't, here you go. The Ash conformity experiment. The setup. Participants were shown a standard line and then 3 comparison lines. So line, line, line. Their task was to identify which of the 3 comparison lines matched the standard line in length. The twist, unbeknownst to the real participant, the other participants were actually Confederates. Ha! To war! Just kidding. Actors who were instructed to give the wrong answer on certain trials. The goal, to see if the real participant would conform to the group's incorrect answer, even when the correct answer was obvious. Man, Ray, whoo, there's some people we could talk about. Why it's relevant to your question? Everyone else gets it wrong. So, I know I talked about this one. This is actually how the Scientologists do the same thing. So when you go to like your introductory meeting with Scientologists, everybody there is in Scientology except for the one person who's interviewing to be there. Oh, Dennis. Oh, Ray don't know it. Oh, okay. What don't we know? Blah, 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 blah. Don't I know it? That's what okay, because man, I'm jumping all over the place. Man, this conformity shit's crazy. So here's the thing, and I don't remember what it was. It was like, it was over 2/3 of people would go along with it. And I'm talking like, you know, the real line is this long. Everybody's saying it's this long. And then, but the real answer is this long. And fucking everybody would go along with, I think it's like 80% of people would go along with the big line. And then there's just a handful of us cantankerous assholes who will just say, nope, that ain't the fucking line. And now Google wants to get rid of us. So, because we don't go along with the line. And I would actually say Ray, you're a real ass bitch. That's why I said that at the beginning, okay? You're one of the few people, and I'm not even exaggerating, you're one of the few people I know in my entire life ever, out of everyone that I've fucking met in the whole fucking world, never, you're like one of them. I bet I can count 5. Shit. I didn't ask Ray or Brian. I can't speak to that one way or the other for you guys. That's because I don't know you quite as well. But yeah, son of a bitch. Because like What I see people conforming to, dude, 10 years, let's just go back to, a weird world called 10 years ago. What if you went up to people and you're like, so I think we should go ahead and give 8-year-olds puberty blockers and cut off their dicks and tits? And be like, no, how about we not do that? They don't even have tits yet. Their balls haven't dropped. What are you people thinking of? And now fucking 10 years later, it's like, oh, you're a fascist for saying that they have balls. Nazi? But don't worry, the left has just destroyed all of its credibility. And they're washing it, which brings us back to the point of this fucking asshole, Jake Tapper. So, this cocksucker, Milgram Obedience Experiments, is that the one where they shock people? Funny how that mirrors the vaccination acceptance distribution. Dude, seriously, like, I was not cool with the vaccines. Brian and I we debated the vaccines a little bit. I'm going to actually say that Brian was right. I'll go ahead and throw that up to you. They're worse than I thought they were. And I went ahead and got the vaccine, but I did it one was, I'll be honest, coercion was part of it. And it was my peer group that was really pushing it, because I had... So in my circle here in Bellingham, Washington, one of my friends had cancer. He was fucking sick with cancer. Really, really sick with cancer. And had type 2 diabetes. And a whole bunch of other stuff. If he had gotten COVID, he would have died. And so they're like, go ahead and get the fucking vaccine. You won't pass it to other people. And I was like, well, I'm over 40 and I'm fat. And these are designed for fat old people. I could probably take it and not get myocarditis. Didn't get myocarditis, knock on wood. Thank God. Anyways, yes, but they totally did that shit. Milgram. And Milgram's the shocky thing, incidentally. Here's a scary ass thing about the Milgram experiment, if that's the one. That's the one where it's some guy's in a lab coat and he's like, okay, you need to shock these people. And the people are like, okay, I'm just going to turn up the dial. And on the other room, the person's like, fucking stop screaming, God, please make it stop. And everything. And they just start screaming. And the person with the clipboard's like, okay, just continue. Blah, 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 blah. And then they stop. The person just goes silent. And it's like, okay. And they go silent around 250, which is enough to kill people, by the way. And then they go up to 350, and everybody fucking did it. And so here's the thing. There were people who stopped after a while. They're like, dude, this isn't cool. But they already did it past the point of killing people. 100% of people pushed that dial to the point where it would kill the person. And then it was something like 2/3 continued pushing the button, even though they might have been dead, just because the person in the lab coat told them to do it. And the people who designed the experiment were shocked. They did not think this was going to happen. I gotta talk to that kid someday. But not today. So, they would follow orders even if they knew that it would hurt the other. Ray. Yeah, I started operating from a position of experience and critical analysis instead of emotion, then I suddenly became the bad guy. Dude, Ray, here's the thing that I've noticed about a lot of my friends who are in this shit. They would fucking throw me in the labor camp. I have friends that I have been friends with for 20 fucking years who know me so well, but in order to get conformity of the crowd, they would 100% send me to the fucking gallows. 100%. I do not trust people from my past anymore after I've seen how moldable people are. And it's so it's so fucking retarded, Ray. I believe, and Dan S. can talk about this till he's blue in the face probably, I believe they deliberately destroyed education to make us this fucking stupid. I believe this was deliberate. I even have a meme in my phone about it. I know someday I'll get to my notes. But it's such a good one here. But I have so many freaking memes that it's untenable. You're gonna appreciate this. I promise it's worth the wait, but I think I'm gonna have to actually look at my phone. Sorry. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm not just staring at my phone. Oh man, I really want to play my game. Okay, there's my girls being... God, they're so freaking cute. Oh, that's John Locke, which is also a good quote, but we don't need that right now. There's we should be close. There's me ship posting. Of course it's a Russian. Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dark shit, Ray Ray. But here you go. To what you said. Yep, I've been replaced by the swastika tattoo, my bad guy. Wait, what? We need to take a breather for a second here, kids. So I get in heels and all and stubborn. Nope. Okay, give me a second. Ray, we might need to talk offline. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. If it helps, I've been replaced by her gay husband. I wasn't even invited to the wedding. Son of a bitch. And man, if you want to ever talk to somebody who's got bangers about that one, Bree is fucking savage on that subject, Ray. Like, Bree's crazy as shit. Brian, you and her should get together and fucking go at it like weird animals. Like, seriously, you just have the weirdest, grossest sex everywhere. Like, fucking people who watch Pornhub all day would stop and be like, man, I ain't seen that before. Fucking just... Anyways, savage shit. I'm sorry. I'm going to read this quote, though, Ray. Stay tuned. Tolerance will and this is Fyodor Dostoevsky. Tolerance will reach such a level that intelligent people will be banned from thinking so as to not offend the imbeciles. I'm going to read that again. Tolerance will reach such a level that intelligent people will be banned from thinking so as to not offend the imbeciles. Imbeciles. Incels. Fucking me and David Hogg, dog! Sorry. I had some fun with that meme. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, they're making us fucking... Everybody's stupid. Like, everybody's stupid. Everything's just fucking so goddamn stupid. To the point where these dumb-ass Zoomers are like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm out. Nigga. So, Kanye. So, Kanye dropped some hits over the past month that I'm not sure if you guys... I'm not even sure I can say his name on YouTube without getting banged, but one of the hooks is... So it's... Hail... Badman H name... Okay, so can we just say HH? Okay, so... All my N-words is bad N-words. HH N-word... HH N-word HH is the fucking chorus, and it just repeats over and over and over and over again. All my niggas nazes HH nigga HH. So anyways, that's some Kanye for you, which actually kind of brings us to, I don't know if this is the conclusion of the show or fucking the middle of it or whatever. You just need to tell these people to go get fucked. Like, that's actually what I've discovered is the solution. So, on my trip, I was highly disagreeable. Oh, you can't even stream. You can't even find it on streaming. They deleted it. So, there's HH and there's World War III, WW3, which that song just slaps. Like, they're both bangers. Like, the song of the summer is literally going to be HH. There's all these Zoomer kids freaking, like, banging it because it's Kanye. Like, Kanye knows how to write a hook. Actually, Kanye knows how to write propaganda and marketing better than anyone ever. Like, it's so damn catchy. I bet you can find it on Reddit. Like, I'll like, if you can't find him, I'll look for you. But here's the point. He's like, I lost my kids. Okay, and they're taking my Adidas deal away, and they're taking all my stuff away. And part of it was because, like he said, white lives matter. And so it's like, we're going to crush this guy. And he's like, why are these Jews trying to ruin my life? And then, okay, they come after him too. And he's like, guys, why can't I say anything without getting destroyed, okay? Why is it that, like, as a rapper, I could just be disgusting about women, I could be disgusting about black people, I could be disgusting about white people, but if I even ask a question about the Jews, all of a sudden everything comes out, ah! And so that was his argument, right? And so then we deal with 2 years or 3 years of, like, Kanye just going off the res. and going off the chain, and people are like, oh my god, I can't believe Kanye's doing gaba. And here's the point of those songs. Like, if you guys are going to say I'm an N-word from the 1940s, then I'm going to go ahead and just be an N-word from the 1940s. How's that sound? I'll even make songs about it. Yeah, me and all my N-words, mama N-words, we're all friends. Hey, N-words, are you N-words too? Yeah, we're N-words and N-words, yeah! It's like, the dude found a bunch of black guys to go ahead and say HH N-word, N-word HH. With their faces. Like, these guys are out in the open with their faces. And, like, doing whatever that is. So, here's my point. Tell them to go get fucked. Oh my god, I can't believe the blah 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 blah. Get fucked, okay? Like, I don't have time for, like, fair weather friends or people who are just, I don't know, people who are going to turn into agents in the Matrix. Like, they're so plugged into the Matrix that... And the Matrix, in this context, is conformity, okay? They want to go along with the crowd. So much so that they will knife you right in the back to stay with the crowd. And the fact... I've just got to say this real quickly. The fact that her hatred of her ex is so strong that she wants to hang out with Swastika Neck just blows my mind. Like, Swastika Neck is crazy. She's got a swastika on her neck. But no, I hate my ex so much, I'm going to just go ahead and whatever. Kanye is just edgelording. It's what all the cool celebrities do. Yeah, but he's doing it on a whole other level. Like, there is a beef between blacks and Jews, especially in New York, Chicago, those big city scenes. Like Kendrick, Michael Jackson, and Ye have been taking on the Jays. And I think they're going to win. Which actually, I might skip Jake Tapper and jump to this next part. Israel has been horrible. I'm just going to go to Israel has been horrible and then circle back to Jake Tapper. So, where are we going with this? And yes, he is edgelording, but he's edgelording so rowdy. Actually, I would argue that it's actual artwork. Like, what he's saying is so offensive that I'm like, I'm actually thinking about that. And I'm a little critical of what he said. It's art. It's the only art I've ever seen come out of America in the last 25 years. It's amazing. Where's I going with this? So the Israelis have been starving them poor damn Palestinians and Christians in Gaza forever. We're probably at like 50,000 civilians. I stopped talking about it on the show. I stopped writing about it on my blog because I just don't really blog that much or do a show anymore. I do have a couple blogs that will eventually get out in the next couple weeks, 3 weeks, that are bangers. Fucking change your mind. They will change your world. And they don't see it. Here's how strong the indoctrination is. I'm going to go ahead and show you something real quick from YouTube. We're going to go here. We're going to go Tim Pool IRL. Occasionally I still watch Tim Pool. It ain't like I trust Tim Pool or even like him all that much. Let me see. He had Scott Horton. Right here. Israeli staffers assassinated. Suspect yelled, "Free Palestine!" Praised Luigi Mangione. Which does go to tell you about the right a little bit, or the left. I will get your comments in a section, everybody. Oh, wait, over here. Gotta switch this. Oh, guys, it's been a while since I've done a show. You know how it goes. This right here, Israeli staffers. I'm going to click on it. It's probably going to start doing some shit. Anyways, so Tim Pool show. Israeli staffers assassinated. Suspect yelled, "Free Palestine!" Praised Luigi Mangione. I'm just going to have to go with the title because I don't see where everything else is. This is worth a watch. Okay, so he has Scott Horton on there, who is the head of the Libertarian, I think it's Libertarian Institute, and also antiwar.com. He's been the editor of it for like over 20 years. And the guy is an expert on the Middle East and foreign policy in the Middle East. Like, he truly is an expert on it. And he's also an expert on the Russia-Ukraine war. Anyways, in this show, you have the Israeli guy who is Eilat, whatever his name is. And so Scott Horton saying, man, the Palestinians are just like getting massacred by these people, and this is some terrible shit. And anybody who can objectively look at the situation be like, man, this is some really terrible shit. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Hamas. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, Islamic jihadism and, jihadis in general in the Middle East. I'm not the biggest fan of the Muslim culture, okay? I have Muslim friends. I've like, plenty have come over here. I really like the Persians. If you can get past all the gold and shit that they wear. But I'm not the biggest fan of the Islamic world, okay? Like, culturally, we're not the same. I don't have the same values as these people. I look at Dubai and, the United Arab Emirates and Qatar, and I'm disgusted that they have, like, these massive, massive, massive buildings that Westerners are like, oh my God, look, I'm in Dubai. I'm like, well, yeah, but all of this was built by Indonesian slaves. Like, literally all of the fucking Middle East, like the nicest towers and everything the people were sucking up to with all their oil money, they used slave labor to make those fucking cities in 30 years, okay? They didn't pop out of fucking nowhere. Jesus Christ, people. Anyways, so he's going on, like, so, they're asking Scott Horton the Scott Horton questions, and it's not even that far into the show, maybe 20 minutes into it, where this guy right here, the Israeli who works for Timcast, who also is like their White House correspondent, just goes into a weird, just a really weird line of questioning and trying to nail the guy, and everybody can see that what he's doing is weird and he can't see it at all. Okay, that's how locked in he is. And what I've discovered is a lot of the Israelis or right-wing Jews, or we'll just say Zionists in general, they can't see how sick this situation is. It is totally blind to them because their brains are so full of propaganda that nothing else can get in, okay? Their identity has been shaped for them. And you know how their identity got shaped for them? By mass media and oh, come on, you bitch. You ruined my fucking line. Being nudged by the algorithm. Okay, there's Jordan Peterson. There's the guy again. Here's more like a bunch of right-wingers. Oh, look, there's the liberal be like, oh, C.S. Lewis. Here's another right-wing. Like, C.S. Lewis is a badass Christian writer. Oh, there's Trump, and there's Sarah Navakad, and there's Scott Adams, and, there's the new guy again. Here's more like just nudging me into the right wing, okay? This is just creating my identity. Like, I sometimes like to go, like, I want to say you're woke, right? James Lindsay shoving that shit down my throat too. Oh, there's more him shoving my shit down my throat. They're programming us. They're just fucking programming us all the time, and that's how they're doing it. And they give us our identity. And so, I support Israel. That means I have to blah 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 blah. I support the Palestinians. That means I have to blah 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 blah. I don't like Republicans, so I have to go blah 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 blah. I don't like Democrats, so I have to blah 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 blah. And then what they're doing is they're defining what the right and the left is, and what's acceptable right and left, doing gatekeeping and molding us into identities. They're molding us. And so what they're doing with Jake Tapper over here is they're whitewashing everything he said. So I'm just going to play this clip and we'll see what happens.
Said Tapper, no one from CNN is. Didn't Jake Tapper write this a year ago? Because he knows what would have happened. Somebody in the White House would have called up and said, Tapper, no one from CNN is going to get a seat at a press conference. There's not going to be any CNN interviews. So he backed down. And now, in a very cowardly fashion, now he comes out and he is blaming the White House cover-up. But what he doesn't tell us is the White House cover-up would have been impossible had not CNN, MSNBC, PBS, NBC, ABC, CBS all conspired with the White House staff to downplay, not just downplay Biden's cognitive decline, but attack people. Bottom line, they had more interest in protecting this left-wing administration who was using this waxen effigy of Joe Biden. And for someone's purposes, we don't know who was running the country, who was giving him the auto pin executive orders. We don't have no idea who those people are. We have a suspicion that was the Obama crowd. But nevertheless, they didn't care about that.
We actually know who it was right now, and it was I can't think of the name. It is an Orwellian term, and they're a bunch of commies. Literally, the auto pen was controlled by communists. in the White House for 4 years. That's why it's all fucked up right now.
They did not care about that. All they knew is that this was a left-wing agenda and it had to be preserved by any means necessary. And that included lying, covering up, and worst of all, demonizing and attacking people who sought to tell the truth about Joe Biden. And now he wants to say what? I have a little humility. I may or not. I sort of kind of was part of the cover-up, but now the real Jake Tapper is in this book, who's now telling truth to power. No, you're telling truth to impotence. Joe Biden has got cancer. He's written off. He's in decline. The family is disgraced. It's easy now to write about that. It was hard and would require intellectual courage, moral fortitude to say this when he was the most powerful man in the world. And so, Jake Tapper, you failed that test, because this is one of the greatest acts of duplicity, moral duplicity I've seen in my entire life. And it joins a long list of collusion, capers, conspiracy, bogus, frauds, ruses. Jake Tapper, you should go back and see, what was your position on Russian collusion? What was your position on Hunter laptop disinformation? What was your position on the Steele dossier? What was your position on the 51 intelligence authorities? And I think in every one of those cases, you failed the test of truth, and you really did this time in the greatest cover-up in the history, as I said, of the American presidency. And it's not over yet, because we're going to learn more and more tragically about Joe Biden's medical condition, and to see if not just whether the cognitive disabilities of Biden were cover-up, but whether his prostate metastasized cancer contributed to that, and that source was also covered up.
And let's not forget that idiot Kamala was second in line. But let's go back. So, Jake Tapper had a moral failing, and he even, I can't think of the exact one. There was Laura Trump, who's just like, hey, look, we should take a look and see if there's something wrong with this guy. And he's like, well, you people are just disgusting. Like, sure, he's an old guy, but he still got it together. What you're showing is ageism. That's really disgusting. It's really, yeah, good for you, whatever. You people are just fucking disgusting. When it was pretty obvious to me and everybody else on the channel how sick Joe Biden was, how clearly sick and ill he was, but no, Mr. Tapper with the fucking news show, who makes like $5 million a year or whatever it is. I'm sure it's got to be like $5 million a year. Who's also Mr. DC, Mr. like connected, even though I think he's in Georgia, but I don't know. Whatever. Jake Tapper's a connected guy, is the point. He didn't know. Whoops. And so now he can come out because Joe Biden has been totally disgraced, and now everybody can come out of the woodwork and say, you know, I was wrong. I made a mistake. You know, so many people got it wrong. Dan S. I mean, you know, the people over at MSNBC and the people at NBC and the CBS and the New York Times. I mean, so many people got it wrong. And I just want to admit that I got it wrong. Okay? I'm really sorry. Here's my book. I want millions of dollars. And he's going to get fucking millions of dollars for this book. But here's what he's doing. Jake Tapper is being a whore once again, okay? He hoarded for the Democratic, I don't know, make lots of money and get access to the president and be like, I don't know, a champion of the Democrats and the left and whatever this crazy bullshit that, I don't know, the Democrats have been spewing for the last 10 years, and be like a champion of that stuff. Okay, so he was a champion of it, and now he's like, oh, I made a mistake, I'm so sorry. He is the sacrificial lamb, okay? What he's doing is he's going first to say I got it wrong. Sam Harris came out right after this and said, you know what? I got it wrong. I'm really sorry, guys. I know I'm a neuroscientist, and I'm the most rational person on the internet, but even I was mistaken. And they're just going to whitewash the whole thing. That's the play, okay? Watch this. Watch all of them fall in line, push Joe Biden off a fucking bridge, and say, you know what, guys, we were wrong. Like Michael Schellenberger is a great example of him. What they're going to do is they're going to apologize, try to get the dummies on the right to forgive him, because the right always fucking forgives people. They're way more forgiving than the left is. they're going to forgive him and say, oh, well, you know what? They had a change of heart. They're back in our camp. They're on America, and we're Team America, and great, and blah, 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 blah again. And then this is just going to be another, if only we had known then what we know now. Israel fucking dropping 2,000-pound bombs on refugee camps almost 2 years ago, which everybody knew about. Well, if only we knew then what we know now. Oh, Donald Trump was right on tariffs. Oh, and we were. If only we knew then what we knew now. And that's the line for all of history, guys. Like, I regret. Here's the black pill. This doesn't get fixed. They're never going to stop doing this. This will go on forever until the system collapses. Okay? Until their lies have compounded so much that things just start breaking down, like the grid doesn't work anymore because these fucking idiots have destroyed it, and the knowledge of even maintaining it, because they destroyed education and everything else. Tucker Carlson had a banger. I sent it to Brian the other day, and it was an old one, but basically it's like, why is all leftist art ugly, and why is it that all they seek to do is destroy? And it's because they didn't create anything. They didn't make America. They didn't build our cities. They didn't build our railroads. They didn't build our freeways. They didn't build the most powerful nation in the history of the world. They don't create any art. They don't create anything good. And, so, and like, there is an example would be, there's not a lot of good movies coming out or anything, which is why they're destroying all of it. It's why they destroyed Snow White, because they can't write a story as good as Snow White. It's not about humiliating white people. It's not about, the destruction of our culture and everything. It's about the destruction of everything, because they can't create. They can only destroy. So team up with some motherfuckers and know how to do some creating. I'm going to go back to your comments now, since I was able to get that out. And I will get back to Jake Tapper in just a second. All right, Brian Clark. His timing is well placed, as Israel are G-siding. They're busy G-siding. Yeah, I know. Brian Clark and I could have been as friendly to Israel as anybody else, but as soon as this stuff happened, we're like, guys, this is a little far. Let me see. Dane Lamborghini. Okay, thanks for reminding me I'm a fatty. Decided to go for a walk, and now midday and Berkey sun christening me good and proper. Good job. Just good job, sweetie. That's why I'm here, babies. We can't fix this shit. We can fix ourselves. That's it. That's the solution. Fix yourself. Fix your family. Fix the local people. As you know, sadly, the message has been this entire show, which is focused on your local community. But here's another shot in the arm. Dude, these people are pussies. They're such gigantic pussies. Oh no, the algorithm's gonna flame it. Such pussies. By the way, guys, have you noticed how my troll hasn't popped up? I'm telling you, there's a new regime. The troll factory got shut down. Probably, my troll was probably like USAID money or whatever, but that shit got shut down. We're in a new America, my friends. But we ain't fixing shit, and the economy is gonna eat us all. The deficit. It's actually the debt. The debt's so fucked. It's so unbelievably fucked. And these same idiots who are destroying everything are destroying our economy too. But whatever. We're going to cruise along. We're going to grow our own food. We're going to hang like the Mormons and be cool. And just accept the algorithm into your heart. It knows all. It sees all. It sees all, but son of a bitch, man. I fucking had it, Dennis. You get another rant out of me. So, I got these bad boys right here, okay? These are the Meta glasses. These things are seriously cool. Okay? They are seriously cool. It's like, oh, I can just take a picture. Oh, I can take a video. Oh, hey, M-Word, can I ask you a question? And then boom, it works better. Way better than Siri. The sound quality on them is incredible. Oh, look, it's actually doing things, but it's not connected to my phone. You know why? Because Apple's fucking with them, okay? Meta came out with something really cool, relatively cheap. They're a peer competitor to Apple, because they have, the Meta Oculus View or whatever. Okay, cool. It's a neat headset. Apple's is 10 times, literally 10 times more expensive. It's like, I can buy a $4,000 headset from Apple, or I can buy a $400 one from Facebook, and the $400 one is arguably better. It's not as good, but it's also lighter, I think. Where was I going with this? Oh, the trillion-dollar corporations, the algorithms. They're fucking dickheads too. You know, if Apple made a good product, that would be one thing. But they just keep going to the wayside. Like, Tim Pool is destroying that company. But maybe they'll buy Perplexity and save themselves. I don't know. Let's get back to the notes because I'm losing my steam after that little rant. Oh, the last thing for Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper was doing a podcast, and he was talking about his son. So you said Jake Tapper, he's white. And so his son, he's 15, was talking to his friends, and he wants to help people when he grows up. So he decided, I'm going to be a cop because I want to serve and protect. And all of his friends said he's a racist. I want to be a cop. You're a racist. And they stopped being fucking friends with him. This is the ideology he's been pushing. Jake Tapper did this to his own fucking son. And I don't feel sorry for him. I'm supposed to. People want me to feel sorry for liberal tears and the people who realize that they were so fucking wrong. But my empathy's goddamn gone, okay? If you can see that fuck white people and maybe locking everything down and maybe like fucking war are bad ideas, like if you can't see these things, I don't need you on my team. I don't need to ever trust your judgment. Ever. Oh my God, Jacob, I saw the light and I realized that it was wrong. That's great. You can go stay at the bottom of the hill. Everybody who saw this shit was fucking wrong is at the top of the hill. We're in charge. You're not. Okay, yeah, sure. You can eat off of our scraps, but you ain't getting back in the fucking castle. Okay? Don't let these people back. Don't fucking let them back. That's why Ray, me, and the friend are in a situation, and actually there isn't a situation, just kind of went with nothing to talk about because we don't have anything to talk about anymore. We're just have incidentally, and I got it. You know, I'm not looking to beat up our. But friend enjoyed not letting people into stores because they weren't wearing masks. She liked having that little bit of power over somebody else. And that kind of shit scares me. It actually scares me quite a bit because those are the people who send you to a gulag. Now, very quickly, I'm going to get another drink before I start coughing so I can wet your palates a little bit. We're going to talk about racism. We're going to talk about some... yeah, we covered that. Yeah, it's racism, ladies, the gabba. Oh, yeah, dude, we have some cool stuff still. Okay, yeah, I'm going to get a quick drink. Talk amongst yourselves. The topic of the subject is Brian's flavor savor of a beard. Go. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Ugh. You see me in my... Man, if you want to really look like trash, wear a sport coat and sweats. It's the trashiest thing there is. Okay. So, oh man, that's so good. So we're... Okay, wait. Where are we? Today, the beard found the bucket of strawberries to slice up. Went to a You Pick 'em strawberry farm, getting into the local farmers hardcore. Awesome. I'm not sure if you caught that, like you were here, but while we were on vacation in Arkansas, literally, Grandma's farm produces a gallon of strawberries a day. So much so we just take the bad ones and pitch them to the chickens. At least that's what I did. So we're gonna skip. I don't know if I want to talk about this, but I'm gonna. Let's see where OBS is. We're going to go here. So we have Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Austin. It auto-fills pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and go to news. Austin Metcalf, father learning. Anthony may still graduate high school. He's going to graduate high school. Man, look at all this drama. I can't listen to all this drama. This is too much. I'm going to go back real quickly and come here. So, for those of you who do not know the story, there was a track meet in high school. Track, whatever. There's two teams. Called white team and black team. Kid from black team was sitting on white team's bench. One of the players from white team was like, hey, GTFO. Player from black team stabbed white kid once and ran away. Ended up stabbing him in the heart and killing him. So, what happened? Now, can I just talk real quick? Can we do some real talk real quickly? Do I have permission to be honest with you guys? So let's go ahead and go to images real quickly. So here is the kid who got stabbed. Here's a football player, Christian high school. This kid looks like a dickhead. Okay, he looks like one of those bullies from school. Like, I went to La Cueva. There were tons of bullies, and this kid has the same fucking smirk on his face and like big ass attitude that all the big Christian jock kids did. Okay, all of them. Now, I'm not saying he is that kid. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm not trying to bash the dead or whatever. But he looks like a kid he looks like a kid. If you're sitting on his bench, he's going to say, hey, get the fuck off my bench. And you're going to say, what did you say to me? I said, get the fuck off my bench, bitch, or I'm going to kick your ass. He looks like one of those. Carmelo Anthony. I thought it was spelled with a K. It is spelled with a K. It's funny how they autocorrect to that, isn't it? So let's take a look at this kid. All of them are mugshot photos. Can we see a picture of him pre-mugshot? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Now this kid, actually, here's a picture of his photo. He looks like I don't know if you want my honest answer, he looks like an insecure black kid. And also a jock. He's probably, I know he was there for a track meet, in good shape. So, long story short, they had whatever their kerfuffle was. This kid reached into his bag, pulled out his knife, stabbed the kid. Now, should you bring a knife to a track game? No, I don't think you should. When I was 7 years old, I brought a paring knife on a field trip with us up to the crest because I was scared of bears. Like, I was terrified of bears. It was like my biggest fear of a kid. So kids bring knives to stupid fucking places. Okay, that's one of the things. They charged a kid with murder one. Okay, they charged Carmelo Anthony with murder one, premeditated murder, whatever the fuck you call that. That's not premeditated murder. He did not bring that knife there to fucking stab somebody. I don't think. I bet he's definitely manslaughter. It's clearly manslaughter. But what they're doing is they're overbooking him because there's so much heat on this case. This is going to be just like Derek Chauvin, okay? I predict that Carmelo Anthony will have to go to jail for murder one because of what happened. Because the outrage from the whites, I guess the whites, I'm so used to saying the rights, but the whites do. It works the same. Is going to just be so, like, they would just be so outraged. The amount of outrage, if the fucking prosecutors and judge screw this up, is going to be unbelievable. Okay? So much so, let's go see the Give Send Go So give, send, go, white, racist lady. I'll just call her that, lady. Where's her name? Where's her name? Where's her name? Where's her name? Where is her name? Come on. Help me. Help a brother out. Check Facebook, maybe. Would you please just give me a name? Shiloh Hendricks. Let's see how much he's raised. I was checking this every day just to... I was checking it every hour to see how quickly it was refreshing. But let's see how this is. If you don't know this story, hot damn. Goal, $1 million raised, $788,000. So if you don't know this story... Okay, wait, I'm going to go back to your comments real quickly and then get there. So Ray says, always be honest, thank you. I swear I'm sweating out the chocolate chip cookie I ate earlier. Good job, dude. Don't eat sugar for 3 days. And when you feel the need to eat some... Maybe get those Jocko cookies, the Jocko Malk, I think is what he calls it, like high protein. I'm actually think I'm going to go down that road for my sugar stuff and then make it into like high protein ice cream. So at least when I'm eating my sugar, it's got fucking 80 grams of protein. And then Dan says, lol, he does look like that. Funny, I thought the same thing. Dude, art, I'm telling you, it's all here. It is all here. What we need to know, we learned in elementary school, guys. We don't need to go out and fucking study anything else. You can look at somebody, I can look at somebody, and we say, man, that guy's a dick. Okay? Like, it's clear, like, our reticular activators are fucking known. As long as we walk around and look at it, be like, oh, look, there's a friendly person, and oh, there's a masturbating bear. Let's get the fuck away from that, okay? Oh, no, I said the M word. Me and Kanye. N-word. I'm N-wording to all my N-words. Watching all them H speeches. Getting my N-word on. Skeet. Pay me. And Dan Lamborghini also agrees that they overcharged him. They did overcharge him. Just like they did with Derek Chauvin. Derek Chauvin didn't fucking kill that guy. But he had to go. Because society demanded it. Fucking, here's another thing that you guys need to realize. Like, justice is fucking, not, justice ain't even blind. It's gone to the wayside, guys. Like, it is about appeasing the mob. And so, we come to this lady. So, if you don't know the story, she was with her kid over at a playground. I might even be able to pull it up, but I don't need to get my channel flagged anymore. But she was in some Minnesota playground. There's a 5-year-old black Somali kid digging through her bag, and it is relevant that he's black and Somali. And so the video starts with this guy who's a Somali saying, what did you call this kid? What did you call this kid? Could you guys just fucking leave me alone? What do you mean, you guys? And it's like, would you just fucking leave me alone? Just say it. What do you call this kid? What do you call it? What do you mean by you people? You N-words. You effing N-words. I freaking And she just goes on a tirade about the N-words up in Minnesota. Specifically the Somalis, I imagine. Because for those of you who don't know, Somalis do not integrate well into Western culture whatsoever. There is a problem with them in every single country. And I don't even blame the Somalis for it. Their country's so fucked up that in order to get services, you just have to constantly go and bug people and be a pain in the ass everywhere you go. And so they come to the West and they just act like a pain in the ass everywhere they go, because that's the only way you get things done out here. They don't understand that, hey, we'll call you in a week means, hey, we'll call you in a week. And so nobody wants to deal with them because they're such a pain in the ass. They're like, oh, everybody hates us because we're whatever. And then they form their little ghettos, and then you have the ghetto problems that you do with multiculturalism. Anyway, so this lady's just like, hey, F you. And then that goes viral. That guy she gets doxxed in like a day. And so she throws up again, Give, Send, Go, like, hey, I got doxxed. I can't go home. Can I have some money to help out? I think she did like, I don't know, whatever it was, like, we'll just say $50,000. And then boom, made it in a day. Okay, 100, boom, raised it 300, boom. Like, she raised over $300,000 in a week for saying the N-word and going viral online. And the comments, like, all the comments got, like, Give Send Go turned off the comments because they were so bad. But it's like, fucking, yay, my queen. Yeah, let's stick it to the blacks. Yeah, this one's for Carmelo Anthony. Hey, whatever, like, or this one's for Austin Metcalf. Like, if they can raise money. And so then it turned into dueling, because the Carmelo family, or the Anthony family, the black kid who stabbed that kid, his family allegedly went into hiding, even though they're in a gated community in a $900,000 house, because they got doxxed and whatever, and so they're moving around too. So they were raising money first for his defense, and now they're raising money to relocate the family, and so he raised over $500,000. And so, and the comments on there were like, yeah, finally someone like stood up to the white people, were the comments, and so this is like, hey, somebody's finally standing up to the blacks. And so what we have is now online proxy wars for race baiting, where you get to be an active participant. Just send $5. The grift has never been better, my friends. So what was I getting? There was a point here. Let me check the notes real quickly. The ladies getting stuff go. Were warned just like Chauvin. Oh yeah, so yeah, that kid's gonna get hammered. That Carmelo Anthony kid's gonna get friggin' hammered one way or another. Like, he's either going to jail or he's getting got. And he'll get got in a bad way. The kid's done. He's toast. Some bubbas with their trucks and guns will get him. And that's where we're at as a society. So you can now openly be a racist. And people will send you money. Compare that to fucking 5 years ago. Yeah, people have had it. So what I was getting at, Ray, was, with some of the problems that we're having, fuck him, I can still say the sky is blue. I don't care if everybody says the sky needs to have its dick chopped off. The sky ain't got no dick, it's blue. Shut the fuck up. Okay, but it's Dan Lamborghini. You're a racist is starting to lose its power. You're a racist has lost its power. People tell me that shit and I laugh. And Ray, but I can't openly be racist. Yes, you can. Find your power. Just be like, as an indigenous person of beautiful blackness, fuck all them whiteys. No, you can't be openly racist. You can, like, you can, and you can develop your friends, and you'll just have a bunch of friends that are racist. But my point is you can openly be who you want to be, and you will attract a tribe, or you will repel your tribe. Because there's so many people that are sick of this shit. Like, I am not a racist. I say racist shit all the time to the libs, but I'm not fucking racist. Okay, I'm not. I'm just not. I'm fucking not. But I will say, damn, fucking blacks, why do you keep stabbing each other? What is with all this violence? Which you're unhinged offline. Yeah, you can't say it online. Here's one of the things. You can say all this shit in person. You can't fucking say it online. Just get offline. It's fucking horseshit. Excuse me. Sorry. I might need to go. My throat's kind of cramping out on me a little bit. Plus, I need to go get Nugget, who's almost 5. Dude, guys. One's almost 5 and the other one's almost 2. Still in jiu-jitsu. Not loving it right now, but that's okay. Because it's a long-term thing. I'm going to go ahead and get on with my notes to go ahead and jack this stuff off. Gotta hurry up and get it out before I gotta get the kit. Just kidding. Where were we? Identity splitting, brainwashing. So I'm going to... Identity splitting and brainwashing yourself. So... I'm not sure where to start, okay? So I'm going to do that thing where I intend to give you the best that I possibly can and have it work out. Identity splitting is where I'm going to do it as a pickup artist. And the reason I'm going to do it as a pickup artist is so you can show Kyla what to watch out for when some guy is trying to groom her to go into porn at a mall. Okay? And so some guy is going to walk up and he's going to look fucking ridiculous. and be like, hey, what would you do if you saw a turtle flying through this mall right now? And she'd be like, wait, a turtle flying through the mall? What are you talking about? I'm just asking what you do. I know what I would do. I would say, do you see that turtle? Now, I know, hear me out. There's going to be some people out there who will be so crazed by it, they will not be able to believe that there is a turtle flying out there, and they won't even see it. Much like the natives weren't able to see the ships, they won't see it because their brains can't compute it. And we all know people who can see reality in front of them and not take a look at it and just move on. Thank God we're not like that, right? That was an identity split. What it did is, she's just walking along, and somebody gets her attention. Boom. Attention's number one for persuasion. Number one thing is get their attention. So, ridiculous question, doesn't matter what it is, get their attention. Because our brains are wired for novelty. Okay, when things stand out, we're like, wait, what is that? Is that a bear? Is it food? Can I fuck it? Feed, fight, fuck. Okay, that's what our brains do. Okay, we look for anything that catches the attention. What does it fall into one of these? And so that's part of why girls are so creeped out by guys. It's like, can I eat it? No, I can't eat it. Am I going to fuck him? Ew, no. Oh, he must be a threat. Got it? Got it. This is me, by the way. This is my stuff. So thank you. So we do the information sorting. And so then what it is he creates an identity in this poor unsuspecting girl by saying, here's this thing. We all know people like that, or we both know people like that. He crams her into an identity and excludes everybody else from it. Okay, does that make sense? He cleaves it. There's you, there's us, and then all of them. Okay, that's the split. And the split could also be like, yeah, you know those people over there, they don't think, you know what else those people don't like? Fun. And I'm sure you like to have fun. You strike me as a really fun person, right? She'd be like, yeah, I like fun. And it's like, oh, well, what do you do? What do you think is fun? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, great. Da, 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 da. Oh, we should hang out sometime. And then nudge, 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 and she's a prostitute. And I was working on this one in my brain, chewing it, and then sat around with my daughter. Like, we were baking bread the other day, and I was like, holy shit, this is how groomers operate. This is absolutely, oh my God, we are so screwed. So I wrote a big article on it. It's a little bit messy. I just wanted to kind of get you thinking about this stuff just so you can see it in the world and understand when it's being done to you. Now, a lot of this is off Chase Hughes' stuff, so I'll credit him. And I've heard good things about him, bad things about him. It doesn't matter. What he said on a lot of stuff is true. With COVID, you had this stuff pop up to where it's like the unvaccinated. So if you're vaccinated, you're in group. Unvaccinated, out group. Unvaccinated people act like this. Vaccinated people act like this. People who watch blue YouTube act like this. People who watch red YouTube look like this. People who are good Democrats do this. People who are good Republicans do this. People who are good men do this. People who are good women do this. Doesn't matter if it's from a right or left perspective. What they're doing is they're sorting us into categories. So we say, yeah, I am that. Or no, I'm not that. Or yeah, I am that. And so then boom, 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 our identities model it. And maybe there could be a movie with Margot Robbie where a lot of women identified with Margot Robbie, and then that becomes her future identity. It overwrites the old one. So I wanted you to be aware of that, and then how we can use this to our benefit. Now, if you ever go into sales, I'll teach you guys how to do it, but a long story short, it's like off the bus, on the bus. Hey, I find there's two types of people who look for houses. There's people who are generally, I'm sorry, I'm making this up on the spot, but it's like, there's two types of people I find, looking for houses. There's people who are constantly looking and just can never commit to anything, and years pass them by, and they're still thinking about getting off the couch and going to the gym. And then there's people who take action when they see something that they like and want to do it. And, we both know people who procrastinate. Boom, that person's somebody who takes action. I am the person who is going to help them take action. Let me be your realtor. And son of a bitch, we have no defenses against this stuff, okay? So the last thing I'm going to show you is how you guys can brainwash yourself. I discovered this. Man, I've been going for an hour and a half. Thanks for sticking with me. I missed you guys. Maybe that could be like the podcast name, Ray Ray. It's Unhinged Offline. It's such a good name, but it's not going to be that. Let me see here. So I'm going to just kind of give you an idea. Here, I'm going to use Perplexity real quickly. Now with this prompt, what I would do is act like a great hypnosis person, a great hypnotist, a great persuasion expert, and somebody who's a cognitive behavioral sciences person, okay? But I'm not going to write the prompt for you, okay? Because it doesn't matter that much. We're just going to talk about the big topics. So here's our friend Perplexity, and I'm going to type explain what a paraliminal is in one paragraph. Make it simple. Oh no, simple that is. There's some big words in there. A paraliminal is a type of audio recording that uses a unique dual voice technique to communicate with both sides, with both the conscious and subconscious mind simultaneously. Created by learning expert Paul Scheel, paraliminals feature two different vocal tracks, one speaking to your conscious mind in one ear, while the other voice speaks into your subconscious mind in the other ear. This creates a parallel learning experience where your conscious mind focuses on one message, while your subconscious absorbs a different complementary information. The technique is designed to bypass mental resistance and help listeners achieve goals like improved learning, stress reduction, confidence building, or behavior change more effectively than traditional single voice recordings. Users typically listen with headphones while relaxed, allowing both levels to mind and process. So I'll do this real quickly. So write a hypnosis script for waking up on time. I have an induction. Okay, I'll just use that as an example. So induction, find a comfortable position, allow your eyes to close gently, take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale through your mouth. With each breath you take, you're becoming more and more relaxed. Notice how your body blah, 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 blah. Okay? So here's the script, whatever, cool. Now I'm going to do Apple to do this, but you guys can do other things. It's whatever you have. Boop 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 boop. I promise you, iMovie's loading. It's just like another gigantic Apple program for no reason. Continue. You guys disappeared for a second. It's loading this. So let me. Damn, I lost all my stuff. It's somewhere, I ain't gonna worry about it, okay? Oh, it's still loading, that's why. So give me just a second here, people. I'm sorry. Open library, iMovie library. Oh, events and audio video. Yeah, man, I totally lost that thing. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you something real quick, okay? And how this works. So let's go ahead and boop. For those of you who do not know this kind of software, I apologize. Good, computer, please. So what you have over here is your tracks. And I can't, here, maybe I can drag this a little bit. Okay, that way you can still see what I'm doing. So what you do, and I'm not going to show you the controls, you just need to get the gist of it, okay? So you take this script back here, okay, and you go into iMovie or whatever your recording software is, and then you read the script. Find a comfortable position and allow your eyes to close gently. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale through your mouth. With each breath you take, you're becoming more and more relaxed. Okay? So you record that whole track into here. Got it? And then what you do is now write a script for a scene for the other ear. Okay, and so that's going to be ask Perplexity how to do it. And then what you do is where you have your peaks and valleys, what you do is you got to separate the audio to where it's okay, so now you're realizing that when you go to sleep, then the other track starts, and you're walking along and blah, and so you want to have like periods of quiet, and then have one track start for a couple seconds, and then the other track comes in, and then they like both fade off, overlap, fade off, overlap, fade off, overlap, fade off. Do that for your tracks, and then put in a track for binaural beats. Specifically, I think theta or delta. You can ask Perplexity which one's better. My baby's awake. Let's see. Daddy. Dada. Dada. Man, I gotta tell you, everything with this kid is like, oh my god, you wouldn't believe it. Anyways, you do something like that, you can brainwash yourself with some powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. For what it's worth, it has been great for my sex life. Let me tell you that. It has. It has. And this was the first one. I mean, this track's only like 5 minutes long, and it's like, damn, son of a bitch, I feel great. Do it on confidence. In fact, you can make a list of everything that you want to accomplish, create a hypnosis track out of it, and then do it. And you can do it yourself. Fucking go to sleep and listen to this stuff, you will fall asleep in minutes. Because paraliminals just knock you out. Like, that's sort of like blah, blah, blah. And let's say using your own voice, I also would argue for the commands, seems to work really well. My plan is to take the transcript of the scene and then load it into Amazon S3, and then use probably the Matthew voice and create that, and then put that in the track and tie it all together. And after a month of doing that, maybe I'll do a show and let you know that works. In the meantime, I gotta go get my kid. I love you guys. It was so good to talk to you. Angels on your pillow. Fucking love you guys. Take care. Godspeed. I don't know how to turn this